Welcome back to Mzanzi Fundiz. What are we going to be looking at? The Betway Premiership and all its glory. There's a lot in the system. We'll find out what we're writing. Gents, before you take it in Marumo Gallants, Golden Arrows, who Spanish wadi hloho.
No, Mara, that's not the penalty.
So does that now amplify the need for VAR? I mean, we just discussed the importance of VAR in Champions League.
VAR still has its own problems. Stellenbosch got robbed with VAR involved. But when you look at that, you then go, at that, what was the tackle for? No, the no, what? I say the defender is committed because his mission is stop this man from crossing the ball with anything that you can. Yeah. That you cannot debate.
Anything that's legal.
Anything that's legal. So,
was there no contact? Was there no contact?
No, there was. I don't think there was contact. Was there contact?
There was contact.
Oh, look where he's falling. Look where the contact is. The contact is in front of you, Mara. You falling.
That's a pirate referee, man.
You take an opportunity when it's available.
So now, referee. He
was there. He took it.
I told you, Lufuno must be for advocate for good, clean referee, not this thing of benefits.
But I mean, they're closing the gap. Both, Golden Arrows. There's Bazamogena got the top 8 position.
Mari must not say such things because such things worry Lufuno. If Golden Arrows win their next game, they're above you, Chief.
No, but
if you know all those teams from position 7, 8, 9, 10, anybody wins and anybody draws on.
You see, the problem is Mpo has been saying this for the past five episodes. It's like a record. It's a record by record. Those teams are not consistent.
Consistent.
But let's look at Kaizer Chiefs. They've been sitting at position number 8.
You are not consistent.
No, but listen, I understand.
I
understand.
Was there no time only 7?
Yeah, but you see, Mpo has been referencing to Kaizer Chiefs being number 8.
In the top 8.
But the teams below Kaizer Chiefs are not consistent. They're not winning games. If you look at it, in fact, the team that is now even a threat to get to top 8 is Magesi. And they were way below.
And that's the same consistency that you're talking about. Consistency, Magesi.
Just to show you the lack of consistency, so that's why he doesn't want to go there. He's been that stagnant in terms of not moving forward that Magesi was number 16. After Bakadausha Sundowns, Bloemfontein, when Clinton Larson said, Nayam Bal. Now they are what?
And
they are in that, now in the equation. We're talking about Magesi being at top 8. Because the teams above them are not going from 7, 8, 9, 10.
It's a nature of PSL. It's a nature of PSL where teams are not consistent, and that's what I'm trying to say to you. They're not consistent. A Golden Arrows team.
Consistent. Why we in Chiefs?
Well, it's part of it. They are part of that. The Kaizer Chiefs themselves, they are not consistent. In fact, if you look at Kaizer Chiefs,
Magesi is 2 points away from.
They haven't won the game in the last five league games.
In hand.
So games in hand is no points. And you still have to work. And a typical example is Golden Arrows.
Magesi it's Chiefs, so it is the same when it comes to it. So at work at Kaizer Chiefs, you were expecting a big performance, considering the fact that Batwa won Nedbank Cup, and they gave you that big performance. So meaning players were able to showcase what it is that they can do. Were you disappointed? Were you satisfied?
Yeah, I'm very disappointed because if you play a team like Sundowns and you really put a shift and make sure that you win the game, and the game against Chippa United was very important because Kaizer Chiefs had to win that game to be able to consolidate the position 8. But if you look at it in terms of the game itself, you still find the same thing that we speak about, where you have Modi going one-on-one with the goalkeeper, can't use the opportunity. And the difference between the Sundowns game and the Chippa United game is that Kaizer Chiefs were clinical.
So remember, Cox, when we were saying that. So are you saying the quality was just for the big games, and then when you go to any other game, the
problem with Kaizer Chiefs and quality is the issue that when they play big games, they're able to raise the standard. But when they play teams that are in the mid-table, they perform exactly the same as
So capacity is there. You just don't know how to tap into
it. There is capacity that they can be able to raise their games, but they have to be consistent.
Is this a problem now, considering the fact that you're going to be playing against Marumo Gallants?
It is
the very same Marumo.
It is a problem because every game that Kaizer Chiefs play from now on, it's a must-win game if they want to play in the top 8. And the top 8 gives you a huge opportunity, Lekoko, because you play few games and you've got a chance to win a trophy. And that on its own is to really it sets the tone for the season. So it is important that Kaizer Chiefs consolidate the position and get into position.
So what's your prediction in terms of, before I get your opinion on
you can't go to prediction, you must address this thing. That's Zulu, but how the mighty, wrong Zulu, how the mighty has fallen. Kaizer Chiefs are now again debating or trying to get into the topic. They were once mighty. They must leave the mighty when they talk about
prediction ya Kaizer Chiefs, Marumo?
It's hard to predict Kaizer Chiefs games because I'll tell you why. Chiefs, when they play games where you think they have to win, that's when they disappoint you. When they play teams where you think they don't have a chance, that's when they win.
So do you think
I think they will squeeze a 1-0 win.
But Super Sport United, they're playing against Polokwane City.
Himself. Because when you look at what Super Sport and who Super Sport, what they've done, the expectation was, will there be a change in terms of when Gavin Hunt moved and Coach Andre took over? But there hasn't been change. I mean, there's 2 teams, you look at that, Super Sport need a win with anything that they have. Chief, if Lekoraga, the tackle that we're talking about of the head, it doesn't. No Mahin.
Prediction?
It's gonna keep going the same way. I don't see anything change in terms of the squad. It seems like, I don't know whether it's lack of motivation, lack of style, or lack of system. But I think a draw will be the order.
Scoring scoring draw or in? Why we have 1-1? So no, wait a moment. KZN, Golden Arrows taking on Usutu. And Golden Arrows Babato can go top 8. Finally, those games in hand. It's time for them to make use of it.
Both those teams are not consistent. And I said it about Amazul. When they won one game and draw and lose, both teams are not consistent, Cox. It's just, it's even hard to analyze both teams to say what's going to happen because that's how they play. They're just consistent, or either they lose or they draw. So looking at their form, both of them, it's a lovely draw.
Cox, they're consistent. It's either they lose or draw. That's their consistency. Mara, you say they're not consistent.
I cannot consistency. I want to consistency. I want to go drop any points.
Yeah, go drop any points.
But that means they're consistent about something.
Consistency. We are talking about a team that is winning. Magesi that are actually collecting points
at home.
They're unbeaten.
Fortress.
It's a fortress.
No, Mara, when you are changing, say consistency. Your criteria is winning. Mara, if you are always drawing, you are still consistent.
Okay, they're consistent on doing the same thing.
All right, Mamposa, quickly. TS Galaxy is taking on Sekhukhune. Prediction.
Sekhukhune is going to win.
Well, prediction now. TS Galaxy is Sekhukhune.
TS Galaxy, they're coming from a loss, and they still also want to try and get into that top 3 position. They are playing the same team. If they are able to neutralize Sekhukhune, then they're getting closer to their point where they need to be. So for me, TS Galaxy is a very good team. I think win for TS Galaxy.
Eric Tinkler is moving nice. Linda will be dancing after the game.
All right, it's time for me to give you guys my prediction, and I predict that we're about to take an ad break. That's all we have for you this segment. Do make sure to stay with Mzanzi Fundiz. Harabo wafela. We're going to be touching on what happened Kubo Perkan. We're going to see what happened Kabo Stelis. So do make sure you stay with us.